You want to talk about Beastars?
Yeah. Dude, so
So
this is episode 2 of season 3 of Beastars.
yes.
And let me tell you, I was kicking my little feet, laughing my little head off
Yeah.
at the end of this episode because
Mhm.
boy, oh boy, do I love Tiny Mouse Gang.
Tiny Mouse, the corner mice, or was it the corner rats?
Yeah.
The corner rats, which are apparently there's just so many animal-based gangs in the Beastars world, and so we've been introduced to things like the Inari Gumi, which is like the Komodo Dragons gang, the Shishigumi, which is the Lions gang. We've been introduced to like the Inari, the whatever, like the fox
Scooby
one.
Dooby.
Yeah, there's so many. And so that all made sense because those were big carnivores, right? You're like, okay, yeah, of course. Of course, big carnivores would be the people in charge of like violent crime, right? They have the highest capacity to do that because they're super strong. They got big teeth. They're on top of society. And that was until episode 2 of season 3, where it was established that even if you're small, don't worry, there's always the option of just becoming a fucking mech.
Yeah, a bunch of rats turn into a big man in a trench coat and just try to take down some dudes. And then what was the cops, right? Yeah, they try to take down some cops, and then the cops break them up, and they put a bunch of the rats in like little sacks, and they start slamming the sacks against the wall and just bashing them. And then there's a line too where he's like, even us cops don't care about some rats. And I was like, nice. Love this cop dialogue.
Dude, that was wild. Like they're like basically, to give it even more context here. Yeah, I don't know if they're stealing money from the cops. I think they're stealing money from people who are handing out the fins. What is it? The Teenays or something? What's the name of the energy drink?
I don't remember the name, but yeah, there's this energy drink that like
I wrote it down.
Is an equivalent
Keenays or
it's
something.
Like an equivalent to like eating meat, sort of. Like it revs up predators.
It's an energy drink that has like some like blood and flesh and bones of herbivores in it. And so yeah, the entire idea is kind of like to get people hooked on the flavor of it, and then once like you're trying to like drink as much of it as possible to get that like hit of herbivore meat kind of thing. But once like at a certain point the energy drink can't subsist it anymore, so they have to go to the black market for meat. I think the way that the Shishigumi and whoever their mysterious new boss is, whose voice is buttery, my God, whoever that is, holy shit. Anyways, they're like giving it to like they're giving it to youths, and the youths are handing it out, and they're like giving money to all these kids to like hand out as much Kines as possible. And the mice, or the rats, who are apparently like vigilantes, like the 500 rat gang is vigilantes, and so they pull up on these kids who are going to hand out a bunch of this energy stuff, and they are in a Mighty Morphin Rat Power Rangers fucking walking suit, and then the guys are like, oh, what is it, the Shishigumi? Because it's just this massive daunting figure. Nope, 500 rats in a trench coat. And then they immediately break up into balls. They break up into little balls, and they grab the money that these people had, and they just roll away as balls and run away with little bundles of cash. And then they're like, we're the corner rat gang, and we steal from the bad. And you're like, hell yeah, these are the greatest things I've ever seen. And then immediately they're getting stuffed in a sack and slammed against the wall like they're unwanted puppies in Alabama. Like they are fucking, and you can just see the bag is just getting juiced. It's just every time the bag hits the wall, it's just blood
against it.
Blood. And I was like, that cop just killed like 36 fucking people.
Yeah, that was awesome. I really love everything to do with the Tiny Rat Gang. On top of that, yeah, we had the lamb woman or whatever she is. We had like the lamb girl.
Yeah. Seven?
Yeah, Seven.
Yeah.
Which I should call because Legoshi will get very angry.
Yeah, because there's a large talking point in this episode is that Legoshi's like, actually, that's not her name.
Dude, I love White Knight Legoshi. I know you hate him. I know you think he's like Kirito. I love when he swoops in for a defenseless dame who didn't ask for his help at all.
He is Mr. Save-A-Do, and it's killing me. You like that? That was one of my zingers. Yeah, Mr. Save-A-Do. Yeah. Don't worry, there's more. There's more to come from. There's more to don't worry. I got locked in, dude. I was writing down these zingers watching this episode. I was like, Danny, check the throne, baby, because I'm coming for it. When it comes to being punny, no, he loves a defense. He loves just like mucking up a woman's situation. Like he just loves stripping autonomy from a woman, being like, "Oh, silly lady, only I can do this as a man who's tall." And that's kind of what was cool about this episode. Is that's kind of a talking point, right? Where she's like, "How like." It's interesting, right? Because like I don't know if it's the right talking point that they focus on, where they're like, hey, she gets upset with him. She was like, it's annoying that you got to deal with my bullies as a non-fully grown adult, and you don't even have to be polite about it. You just have to like basically tell those guys to fuck off because you're huge. And that's an interesting talking point in it. And like that's obviously a thing that like Seven would be upset about. But like on top of that, like at the same time, Legoshi stepping in there and being like, hey guys, buzz off is kind of like, I don't know. It's also like stripping her of like her like autonomy to like, you're basically saying I have no trust that you'd be able to handle the situation on your own.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's the whole show is like women writing men and women writing women a little bit, because I don't know if Legoshi, but I don't know, because Legoshi he starts going through a bit of an arc, because doesn't he have like a little introspection where he's like, oh, like, yeah, this is something that she must have to go through like every day that I can't even understand.
Yeah, it's definitely more about that he's like, oh, I couldn't even understand being that small kind of thing. He's like, so like she's talking on the fact that like she's annoyed that he is able to get out of that situation so easily. And like, so like, it's not like he's not like, oh, I can't believe I stepped in there and like, you know, like silenced her ability to deal with that on her own. It was more like he was like, oh, I can't imagine being that small kind of thing.
Yeah.
Everyone's telling me to silence my yeah. I'm doing it. All right. I'm turning my notifications off. So the next time that somebody's like, "Oh, Nick, why didn't you you see what I DM'd you?" It's because I got yelled at. All right.
Apparently, the mangaka has a side story called Beast Complex.
Oh, that sounds more furry adjacent for sure.
I looked it up, and one of the images is this. I was gonna send it to your Discord, but I guess I can't do that now.
You can just share your screen. Share your screen. Share your screen. Share your screen.
I'm a scaled. Wait, let me close out of my email. That just shows my email. And let me close out of the tickets I'm buying. I was gonna say selling. Let me Let me close out of my scalping app.
Yeah, that's what he's using all of his YouTube money on, to fucking run the ticket, to be the problem at Ticketmaster.
Beast Complex. Now, keep in mind, this is from Fur Affinity.
God, what the fuck? Why is that the image you would show me?
Keep in mind, this is from Fur Affinity, but also most of the images
are
people in nooses. I like this one, though. I like this guy a lot.
Yeah, that guy is fucking sick as hell. I also like that it's like all nooses and then that guy holding a noose-shaped object.
Oh my god, you're right. It's all Nice.
It's all Nice's, dog. And he's like, he's just happy because he hasn't put his head through that one yet, because his head wouldn't fit. That's the thing. That guy couldn't hang himself if he tried. He's all neck. You can't break that shit.
This looks like what I assume Odd Taxi is about.
I don't even get what is Odd Taxi about, dude? That's a great question. Yeah. That's just Legoshi. That is just Legoshi right there. Go down, left. How are you not seeing this? How are you not seeing the brown wolf who looks exactly like Legoshi? Oh my god. Up, you simple left. I'm gonna fucking now I know you're jorking on me. I know you're big jorking on me.
Oh, this?
Yes.
Oh, left. Your left.
What do you mean my left? Oh, that's when Legoshi did drag for that one episode.
Yeah.
Remember when Legoshi did like fucking Willem Dafoe level, like Willem Dafoe and Boondocks?
Yeah. This is Lego She.
Yeah. Nice. God damn it. I need a live vote right now. What's better, Lego She or Mr. Save-A-Dough? God damn it. No, now we need to get to the B-Star, because I had another zinger for that one.
Okay. The horse.
Yeah, so more like Bojacked Horseman. Pretty good, right?
I saw you panic briefly.
you said Bojack, and I was like, "Fuck, did he say Jack?" I was gonna
shut up.
I don't think I ever would have forgiven you. I think that literally would have been the end of our relationship. That would have been, oh man, my heart just hit like 200. I was so proud of that, and. Oh, thank God I'm still the funny one on the podcast. That's huge for me.
Real quick, I do have to address. So people are saying like Anarchy Hamster saying, go check my super chat, please. Who Dat says they never acknowledge super chats.
We can't see him.
Yeah, the issue is we're recording this on Riverside, which is a app that allows us to both like have a Zoom call and live stream and record. So it's a lot more versatile and better than recording through YouTube. The problem is we can see the chat, but we can't see, it doesn't like highlight super chats. So
Yeah,
I didn't even know we were getting any.
The only way that we would do that is if we both streamed and watched ourselves stream, we'd be able to see super chats.
The problem with that is it'll hurt my bandwidth. So like the stream may be worse. Stank, if you're watching, if you could text me any super chats to the Otakus Anonymous group chat, that'd be great. And then I could get to them because I don't want to. Thank you guys for sending money. I don't want to ignore that. I just didn't know it was happening.
Yeah, we can't see it, unfortunately.
Anyway.
So they introduced I thought it was another wolf. I thought that BoJack Horseman was another wolf when they initially introduced him in episode 1 of season 3. My God, what a absolute like smoking blue steel, just man of a man, horse of a horse that thing is. I think it's an interesting character. I'd love to see how it plays out. He was like, I have to keep an eye on all of the suppressed races and all of that. And my God, listen, I understand we've been doing like the herbivores or lesser citizens than carnivores things for a while, but the fact that a dog cop, the Doberman, was able to juice like 24 of those rats in a mass execution really proved that there is a caste system in this fucking world.
Well, that's what it's funny. He comes in and like the cops are like, even cops like us don't give a shit about no rats. Rats is less than us. And then he comes in, he's like, no, all lives are equal. And then he opens the bag and like some of the rats are like resuscitating each other and he's just like
covered in blood.
Just covered in blood, and he's just like, shame what had to happen to him. And it's like, what do you mean? Just tell these other cops to stop doing this.
I fucking kill this Doberman. Like, what are we talking about? This guy just committed like multiple attempted murders. Like that, like one more swing, we would have had it would have been a fucking Jonestown in that bag, dude, for those rats. That was insane. Season 3 is out, yes. Season
3 is out, yeah, baby. But yeah, it's just so funny that it's like he's like all lives are equal. But also like I was just doing my job. I'm just doing the paycheck.
It's like, no, you're a monster. And like, I do love the idea that like when the cop is like, even us cops, like cops are the moral measuring stick of human society ever.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, even us policemen don't give a shit about you. And it's like, oh yeah, of course. That's absolutely 100% the moral fucking measuring stick of the human society. My last thing is the Kines thing. It's just Reaganomics. It's just fucking Reagan flooding historically black neighborhoods with crack, and then just being like, oh, by the way, we're gonna increase prison sentences on possession charges so that we can get all of these people that I just got hooked on crack into prison, into our fucking private system of slaves that's now somehow acceptable because we pay prisoners 25 cents an hour to work. I was like, this is literally bar for bar Reaganomics.
Yeah. Which is interesting and impressive considering it's Japanese. You know what I mean? Like,
is it?
What, the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Oh, I always thought like because it's on Netflix, I didn't know it was actually Japanese.
Oh yeah, it's based on a manga.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. It is based on a manga. I'm an idiot.
So...
You're absolutely right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's probably not like, I don't know. It's probably not like an apt comparison. Like they probably just thought like, I'm sure the author was just like, oh, I wonder how we could get more people to the black market. I seriously doubt they know like the politics of 1980s America, but like still.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too, because I also was like, oh, this is a weird out of nowhere extra plot that I didn't really see coming. I like that Legoshi's like, weird fiery beast form like keeps showing up.
Yeah.
It reminds me of Eren. Do you remember Flaming Eren Yeager?
Flaming Eren Yeager?
You remember his like fire form that he only had in one episode and it was like anime only? It's not in the manga.
Fire, what would I even look up? Eren form?
Eren.
What the hell are you talking about, dog?
Yeager fire form.
No, I don't. When when his muscles were regrowing and shit, and like he was like kind of like on fire. Yeah,
he was like on fire. Oh, here, Stank sent a bunch of super chats. Oh my god, thank you everybody.
All right, we're gonna pause real quick and address all
All
of
right.
these super chats here. I'll do them.
What do you mean you'll do them? Why?
Danny will do them. That's what I meant.
TD Gaming. Why would I be like, oh, Stank just sent a bunch of these. Here
'Cause
they
I
are.
wanna see
And then you go,
Dan.
DD Gaming we'll alternate for $10. Guys, going back to Daima real quick, have you seen the meme of this is the face of enemies to friends for DB when it's like Pycon, Nova Shenron, now Majin Ku, how they all have the same face. Oh, that's interesting. So you think Majin Ku is gonna become a friend? Although Cell's second form doesn't become a friend, and he also has that face. They're talking about the lips essentially.
I see. Yeah. That's definitely a Danny question. Danny knows way more about Dragon Ball than I do. Also, y'all, we're my YouTube podcast of the year in 2024. Keep it up. That's very nice of you, DD Gaming. Corey B asks, do you guys not like Tower of God? Never hear you discuss manhwa or anime. Would love for you to do breakdowns like you do on Hunter x Hunter, JJK, or Chainsaw Man. Tower of God's first season is really good. Tower of God's second season is a fucking travesty. That's why we don't talk about it.
Have you heard of... Oh, what was it? Austin Porter loved this anime. It's like a dude. It's Chinese, dude in a baseball cap. Hold on. I might be able... Am I sharing my screen?
No.
Good, I
it's
don't want
Chinese guy in a baseball
Guy
cap?
in a baseball cap. He does like Wing Chun in a park in like one of the more famous scenes.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about?
Is he protecting a little girl? Is that what you're talking about?
It's Hitori Noshida.
I think I know what you're talking about. It's unfortunately a lot of Chinese anime are really fucking hard to get your hands on. Like Fog Hill is 5 Elements is whenever people are like, oh, what's the greatest example of choreography in anime history? I always say it's Fog Hill of the 5 Elements, but it's almost impossible to find. The only reason that I was able to watch all of Fog Hill of the 5 Elements is because I had to have Dorothy translated to me live whenever the subtitles skipped.
Yeah, so that's crazy also. What a way to bootleg something.
It was great. It'd be like, we watch it together, and I was like, you're going to love this, because it's just fighting, and it's in Chinese. And we watch it together, and every time the subtitle skipped, she would be like, he's saying this. I'd be like, thanks, babe.
Hitori Noshida, a video game is coming out. It's like an arena fighter. It looks very cool. But this, like, I may start either watching or talking about this if the game is good. We talk about Chinese, like, manhwa a lot. We talk about Link Click. We talked about, like, solo leveling kind of counts. But yeah, there's not a lot that like hits mainstream, and then also like Nick said, it's hard to get your hands on like the good ones. Like everyone keeps being like, read Kingdom, and it's like, when I can get a version that's not translated by a 13-year-old.
Exactly. There's like, like Golden Kamuy and a lot of things like that. Like, I guess Golden Kamuy is probably just on Crunchyroll. We could watch it. But yeah, there's a lot of like really popular, at least Japanese, Chinese, Korean stories that like, is it cool? Do I have to get a web novel subscription and pour through all these web novel postings and try to find, it's a whole thing. And we already watch so much and we try to keep up with so much. And like fundamentally it suits us better to try and cover the things that are popular, like super popular. But yeah, Sandman F says, trying this to waste 2 seconds of your time. Thank you for the $2. It's very nice.
Jacques Kaburamanzi says, at least you got the better beard, Nick.
Huge. Thank you.
Yeah, that is huge. And then XDom FH, One Piece is an objectively bad anime, and I hate the fandom, constantly huffing copium. Yes, I have seen every episode. I'll get around to that because we have Screen Rant's 50 best anime series of all time coming up.
What an objectively insane thing to say. I've seen 1,200 episodes of a show and it sucks.
True.
I've committed 12 full days to watching this thing I hate. What?
Yeah, you're lying about one of your statements.
Yeah,
like,
you either fucking love the show or you have not seen all of it. And then Ducks, Elden Ring has beautiful women that look like adults. Fair.
Yeah, fair. I like this is fun because it's really put me on a walk down memory lane of this episode of the podcast. It's like, when we were talking about Siri. BeatStars Mangaka is currently writing a mangaka of a woman cucking her husband with a ghost.
Huge.
It is wild. She's also writing a manga about Santa.
That's the hardest working woman in the entire manga history. That's just B movie, but for like horror fans.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what she's doing. She just saw how popular B Story was, and she was like, "I'm gonna fucking make that shit."
Yeah.
I would like to know Danny's option knowledge. It's not how you spell knowledge, but that's fine. Of ReZero, because y'all need to talk about it for the second part of the season in February. Danny knows fucking diddly about ReZero, dog. Danny doesn't watch Isekai.
I know he gets Reed Kingdom, you Philistines. That's funny.
Nice, huge.
Man. I know Subaru gets eaten by bunnies at one point.
Yeah, oh, brother. That happens more than once. I actually happen. You'd be surprised by the amount of times this motherfucker dies at the hands of rabbits.
Jeez.
Rabbits are like really bad in ReZero.
It's like a harem anime, right?
It's not particularly egregious in its harem anime aspects. Like ReZero is definitely like it's okay. Yes, is every woman that Subaru meets, do they fall in love with him in some capacity? Kind of, but they're not like trying to fuck him constantly. Like it's the least egregious harem anime I've ever come across, except for the fact that like maybe Boruto is slowly but surely devolving into a harem anime, and Black Clover may also be a harem anime, considering the fact like there's like 4 women in love with Asta.
Black Clover definitely is, because there's 4 women and like 6 men who are in love with Asta.
I don't know about men. What man in Black Clover is in love with Asta outside of you can't say
there's the dude who's like Fuegolian's little brother, Leo or something.
Completely forgot about him. Yep. No, you're right.
Yeah.
But listen, they're not looking.
Magna?
No, that's a buddy. Those are they're two just bro dude guys who hang. Listen, I'm all for shipping dudes with other dudes, because if you write a gay character, I'm gonna call a spade, baby. But like there is in Black Clover, at least I find majority of the male relationships to be like pretty platonic. Like the only one that I could truly see would be Asta and they're just way too obsessed with each other for there not to be anything going on there. Everybody else pretty platonic, but like there is like Mimosa, Noelle, there's the girl with the younger siblings who works at the restaurant. There's a couple of ladies that are in love with Asta. I don't know when a harem becomes a harem though. Is it 3?
3 seems like it, right? Because otherwise it's just a triangle.
Yeah. And that's pretty standard. There's almost always a triangle of some sort. I spent 90,000 minutes listening to you on Spotify. That's fucking insane, Bobby D Photography. That's huge. Thank you so much. I don't even think we definitely do not have that many minutes at all. But yes, moving back on to what we were talking about here outside of harem anime and ReZero and all of that, we should talk about Dan Dan's final episode here, Dan.
Yeah, I crunched the numbers.
Yeah.
If we had, actually, 9,000 divided
we're on like
by
episode like 95, right? We're close to 100 here.
9,000 divided by 120, right? That would tell us how many minutes it is.
The 9,000 divided by 120?
That would tell us how many episodes it is. Each episode is roughly 120 minutes.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah. So that he's watched 75 episodes of us.
That's it.
That's it.
God, the way AI could just make our voices in a fucking heartbeat.
What are you talking about?
We got so much, Danny. We have so much air out there. We have so much air out there. Every single word in our vocabulary we've said into a microphone.
That's true.
And now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.